Good afternoon, Cleveland and Columbus sports fans. This is Jenn B, and you're watching the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Got some breaking news. The Browns and Myles Garrett have come to an agreement on a contract extension through the 2030 season. The circus has ended, finally. Whew. That takes out a portion of today's show. But anyway, we have many other things to talk about. We will talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and their 13-game win streak. We'll talk about the Charge, some college hoops with the conference tournaments taking place over the last couple of weeks and the coming week. We will talk some hockey with the Blue Jackets, the Monsters, and some college hockey. Then we will get into some baseball, volleyball with the Columbus Fury, baseball with the Guardians, a little bit of Browns news beyond the Myles Garrett extension. And we will talk some soccer with the Crew and the Crunch. Stay right here with me, Jenn B, on the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And we will get into all of that after these messages from our sponsor.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I, of course, am Jenn B. Be sure to check out all our wonderful sponsors. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Head on over to planetjerky.net to place your orders today. Free shipping on orders over $50. Vital Apparel. They not only promote, but they also donate to mental health research. Head on over to their website and place your orders using code IESR and get 15% off. Seal the Deal Wax Seals, the perfect finish to your letters, invitations, and gifts. You can catch them on the IE Sports Radio website at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals to place your orders. And our newest sponsor, Raw Nutrition Supplements. Go to getrawnutrition.com and use promo code IESR to get 10% off your orders of their fantastic supplements. You can catch me on the socials, on X at Show of the Land IE, on IG, Threads, and Blue Sky at Believeland Girl, and on TikTok at Jen.Believeland. If you are interested in supporting the show, you can go to this website here to offer your support. It is a $5 per month commitment, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get into the sports of it all. Oops. Good afternoon to Taryn Rodriguez. Oops, it went away. There it is. Good afternoon to Taryn Rodriguez. He is the host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show and Set Point, our volleyball show. So be sure to check out his shows for all that is Southern California sports and all that is volleyball. He is also the co-host of 3 and Out with Larry B for all of your football needs. Cavs. The bright spot in Cleveland, right? They are the bright spot in Cleveland. So it's so nice. So nice to have something to look forward to. So this past week, they did sign Naquan Tomlin to a 2-year, 2-way contract. And in a corresponding move, they waived JT Thor. Sunday, they played the Portland Trailblazers, winning 133-129 in overtime, and that was win number 50 on March 2nd. Amazing. It has been such a great season. Donovan Mitchell was out for this one. It was just a veteran rest day. Evan Mobley fouled out towards the end of the fourth quarter. DeAndre Hunter led the team with 32 points. Jarrett Allen had a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. During the game, Max Strus surpassed 3,000 career threes. Isaac Okoro surpassed 300 career threes. And Ty Jerome had a career high 6 steals. I mean, DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome really stepped up with Donovan Mitchell out of the lineup. It, it was a rough go. The Cavs have been struggling in the first quarters over the last 4 or 5 games, but they pulled it out. I mean, it went to overtime, but they pulled it out. Following the game, Ty Jerome was fined $25,000 for public criticism of officiating after 53 personal fouls were called throughout the game against the Trailblazers. It was insanity. There was a foul like almost every play. It was absurd. But they can find me if they'd like, but you can't get blood from a turnip. So good luck with that. Anyway, Evan Mobley was named Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Month for February. Donovan Mitchell was named Eastern Conference Player of the Month for February. And that is the second time this year that Donovan Mitchell has been the Player of the Month for the Eastern Conference. Tuesday, the Cavs played the Chicago Bulls, winning 139-117. But don't let that score deceive you. It was a very close game right up until the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. I was starting to get nervous that the Cavs were going to lose to the Chicago Bulls. But they pulled it out and they won by a significant margin. Evan Mobley was out for this one. Also, just a rest day, no injury or anything. DeAndre Hunter got the start in Mobley's absence. Jarrett Allen surpassed 7,000 career points. Donovan Mitchell surpassed 13,000 career points. And Donovan Mitchell led the team with 28 points. Jarrett Allen had a double-double with 25 points and 17 rebounds, joining Wilt Chamberlain as the only players in NBA history to have 3 or more games with 25 or more points, 15 or more rebounds, and a 90% or better field goal percentage. That is quite the feat. Shout out to Brian in the chat. He says, have a great show. Thank you so much, Brian. Brian is the host of our Boston show, the Beantown Sports Pound. So you can catch him on Wednesdays for all of your Boston sports needs. Wednesday, the Cavs played the Miami Heat. And another struggle bus of a game. The Cavs just not playing well the first half of the game, but they got it together in the fourth quarter. Once again, came out on top, 112-107. It was their 12th win in a row, marking their third 12-game win streak of the season. And with the win, they clinched a playoff berth. They will finish no lower than 7th in the East. Donovan Mitchell led with 26 points. Darius Garland and Evan Mobley both had double-doubles. Darius Garland had 15 points and 10 assists, and Evan Mobley had 16 points and 13 rebounds. On Friday, The Cavs played the Charlotte Hornets, winning 118 to 117. That is correct. They beat the Charlotte Hornets by 1. Yikes. Sam Merrill scored his 1,000th career point. Donovan Mitchell led with 24 points. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley both had double doubles. Jarrett Allen had 14 points and 11 rebounds, and Evan Mobley had 19 points and 10 rebounds. And the Cavs recorded their 13th win in a row, and they will look to continue that streak tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks, Tuesday against the Brooklyn Nets, and Friday, the Memphis Grizzlies. Now for some not as great basketball. The Cleveland Charge had an interesting week. Wednesday, they played Osceola Magic and lost 149 to 144. Very high scoring game for G League play, but unfortunately, they did not come out on top. But Imoni Bates led with 31 points. Luke Travers and Warwith Alatish both had double doubles. Travers had 15 points and 11 assists, and Alatish had 18 points and 14 rebounds. The Charge then acquired the rights to Drake Jeffries from the Raptors 905 in exchange for the rights to Loudon Love. Jeffries is currently playing with the Sheffield Sharks in England, so he is not currently with the Charge. Friday, the Charge played the Maine Celtics. That would be Brian's Boston Celtics, a G League team. And they lost 114 to 110, another close one. Luke Travers and Jules Bernard led with 17 points each, and Travers also recorded a double-double with 11 rebounds. The Charge then acquired Babatunde Akingbola from the available player pool, and last night, they again played the Maine Celtics, this time winning by 4, 127 to 123 in overtime. Naquan Tomlin led with 33 points and a double-double with 11 rebounds, and Luke Travers also recorded a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds. Next up for the Charge, Wednesday, they play Rip City Remix, and Friday, the Wisconsin Herd. Now we're going to get into some college hoops. We've had all kinds of stuff going on in college basketball. Everybody is playing in tournaments and doing all kinds of fun stuff in the college ranks. The Horizon League women's basketball bracket was released, and both Youngstown State and Cleveland State made it into the Horizon League tournament. Youngstown was the number 9 seed, and Cleveland State the number 3 seed. Youngstown played number 8 Wright State on Tuesday and lost 73 to 58, eliminating them from the tournament. Cleveland State played Detroit Mercy, who is number 6, on Thursday and won 92 to 61. Tomorrow, they will play number 2 Purdue Fort Wayne as the tournament continues. Cleveland State women's basketball's Michaela Purdue was named Horizon League Player of the Year, so congratulations to Michaela. Then for the men's tournament, again, Cleveland State and Youngstown State both made the tournament. Thursday, Cleveland State played Cleveland State is number 2 in the men's tournament, and they played number 7 Northern Kentucky, winning 68 to 63. Youngstown State came in at number 4 and played number 5, Purdue Fort Wayne, winning 72-67. So tomorrow, Cleveland State and Youngstown State will play each other. So I guess I got to pull for Cleveland State since I'm in Cleveland and Youngstown's over there by Pittsburgh. It's over there. Over there. You can't see me pointing over there by Pittsburgh. Yeah. But of course I would be pulling for Youngstown State if they weren't playing a Cleveland team, but go Cleveland State. Go Vikes. Cleveland State men's basketball's Jashawn Stevenson was named Horizon League Freshman of the Week, averaging 13 points per game, 75% field goal percentage, and 4 for 4 on free throws. He was also named Horizon League Freshman of the Year. Cleveland State men's basketball's Chase Robinson was named Horizon League Sixth Man of the Year. So 2 guys getting awards there at the end of the season in the Horizon League for Cleveland State. Congratulations to Jashawn and Chase. Youngstown women's basketball's Sophia Gregory was named Horizon League Freshman of the Year. And Bowling Green men's basketball's Javante Campbell was named MAC Co-Player of the Year or of the week. And I just realized that I just switched conferences here. Not even paying attention to what I'm talking about. There we go. The MAC tournament brackets have been released. The tournament will start on Wednesday here in Cleveland at Rocket Arena. For the men's side, Akron came in at number 1 to let's see. Akron at number 1, Kent State number 3, Toledo number 4, Ohio University number 5, and Bowling Green number 8. Thursday, Akron will play Bowling Green, Toledo will play Ohio, and Kent State will play Western Michigan. For the women's tournament, Toledo came in at number 2, Kent State at number 4, and Bowling Green at number 6. They will play on Wednesday. Kent State will play Miami of Ohio. Toledo will play Central Michigan, and Bowling Green will play Buffalo. So, looking forward to that tournament coming up this week. Next week, we talk about who advanced in that tournament. Now for some Big Ten hoops. Ohio State women's basketball's Jelani Cambridge was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week for the 3rd week in a row. She was subsequently named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. The women's basketball tournament began this past week. Ohio State was ranked number 3, and they played Iowa on Friday, winning 60-59. And then last night they played number 2 UCLA and lost 75-46. Ouch. Ohio State men's basketball's Bruce Thornton was named Burger King Player of the Week. So congratulations to Jelani Cambridge and Bruce Thornton for their awards there. Now for some D2 basketball. Ashland had in men's basketball, Maceo Williams was named a GMAC Player of the Year. And in women's basketball, Zoe Miller was named GMAC Player of the Year. In the women's tournament, Ashland was ranked number 1 and took on number 2 Hillsdale for the championship, winning 69-57. and are now the GMAC Women's Basketball Champions. So we will be seeing them in the March Madness coming up. In the GMAC Men's Tournament, number 7 Malone took on number 4 Thomas More and won 76-63. So Malone is the GMAC Men's Basketball Champion. Now on to some D3 basketball. Baldwin Wallace. Get things done. Also, Ohio Wesleyan University in women's basketball. So the D3 women's tournament took place this week and will be continuing on into next week. Ohio Wesleyan played Immaculata on Friday and won 87-43. Baldwin Wallace played La Roche on Friday, winning 63-53. Then last night, Ohio Wesleyan played Washington and Jefferson, winning 79-65. And Baldwin Wallace played Washington and Lee, winning 75-71. So they will both advance to the round of 16 and face each other. So that should be interesting. And there, I'm not really sure who to root for in that one because my best friend in high school went to Ohio Wesleyan and my current best friend went to Baldwin Wallace. But the funny thing is, when I told her that I talk about Baldwin Wallace on my show, she was like, "Really? I don't think they're very good at sports." I said, "Well, their women's basketball team is." Anyway, in the D3 men's tournament, Denison and John Carroll made the tournament. On Friday, Denison played Franklin and lost 67-64 in overtime. John Carroll fell to York 71-69. So both of them are out. So we will just be talking about women's basketball for D3 next week. Ohio Wesleyan men's basketball's Henry Hinkle was named NCAC Player of the Year. Denison men's basketball's coaching staff was named NCAC Coaching Staff of the Year. And Kenyon College men's basketball's Marius Mazeka was named NCAC Newcomer of the Year. So congratulations to Henry, Marius, and the Denison coaching staff. That is going to wrap up the basketball segment of the show. I am going to take a short break, and when I come back, we will talk some hockey with the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Cleveland Monsters, and we'll get into some college hockey because another one of these teams that we just spoke about, well, a school that we just spoke about, is doing big things in the hockey tournaments in the college ranks. So stay right here with the show of the land with me, Jenn B, on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'll be right back after this.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you at the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
What's up, Wisconsin sports fans? I'm Dan, diehard Baholic, host of the Wisconsin Whistle. Check us out every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We're talking Green Bay Packers, Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee Bucks, Marquette basketball, Wisconsin football and basketball, and all Wisconsin sports. Don't miss us each week, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to the show of the land with Jenn B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Be sure to check out Ricky K on the New York State of Sports. You could catch him on Monday afternoons, and the Wisconsin Whistle with Dan Diehard Vaholic for your Wisconsin sports needs. Let's talk some hockey. Now, last week was an incredible high for the Blue Jackets. This week, not so much. But there's some good news, a little bit. The Blue Jackets activated Yegor Chinnikov from IR, but they placed Cole Sillinger on IR. Tuesday, the Blue Jackets played the Tampa Bay Lightning, losing 6-2. Zach Werenski scored both goals. One was a regular 5-on-5 goal, and the other a shorthanded goal. Then the Blue Jackets went a little cray-cray at the trade deadline, and they signed Mathieu Olivier to a 6-year contract extension. They then assigned forward Mikhail Putia to the Cleveland Monsters. They claimed forward Christian Fischer off waivers from Detroit. Christian has played 522 career NHL games with 62 goals, 75 assists for 137 points. So far this season, he has 1 goal and 6 assists for 7 points. Thursday, the Blue Jackets played the Florida Panthers and lost 3-0. And we thought maybe the Blue Jackets were done and they weren't going to do anything else. But then they loaned Joseph Labate to the Cleveland Monsters and acquired Luke Kunin from the San Jose Sharks for a 2025 fourth-round pick. Luke has played in 422 career NHL games and has 73 goals, 69 assists for 142 points. And this season has played in 63 games with 11 goals and 7 assists for 18 points. Both were on the ice for practice yesterday, so maybe, just maybe, we'll see them tonight. The Blue Jackets also papered Denton Mateychuk to the Cleveland Monsters so that he will be eligible to play in the playoffs if Cleveland needs him. Next up for the Blue Jackets, some very important matchups coming up in regards to the playoff race. The Blue Jackets are currently in the second wild card spot, I believe. Down by 1 point from the team in the first wild card spot. but they are tied with the New York Rangers, who they will be playing tonight. Tuesday, the New Jersey Devils, who they are also in contention with for a spot in the playoffs. Then Thursday, they will play the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and Saturday they will again play the New York Rangers. So 3 very important games coming up. Hopefully they can figure things out and get back to winning. I mean, I knew it couldn't last. They were undefeated from the All-Star break, but I mean, they gotta figure it out. They gotta figure it out, and they gotta start scoring again. I mean, they have had some lineup changes with guys coming off injury and all of that, so it might take them a little bit of time to re ac- oops re acquaint and all of that fun stuff, but time is not on their side, so they need to figure it out quick. The Monsters did not have a great week either. Wednesday, they played the Toronto Marlies. They did win this one 4-2. Madison Bowie had a goal. Rocco Grimaldi had 2 goals, and Cole Clayton had a goal. Friday, they played the Hershey Bears and lost 3-0. They then released Harrison Reese from his PTO contract. And then last night they played the Hershey Bears once again, losing 4-3. At least they scored in this one. Trey Fix-Wolanski, Luca Del Belbaluz, and Joseph Labate scored the goals in that one. Next up for the Monsters, they will not play again until Friday. And on Friday and Saturday, they take on the Texas Stars. Now for some college hockey. Some surprising stuff happening this week in the college hockey ranks. In the Big Ten men's hockey tournament, Ohio State, ranked number 3, is playing number 6 Wisconsin. Game 1 was Friday, and the Buckeyes lost 4-1. Game 2 was last night, and the Buckeyes won 3-2 in overtime. So they will play Game 3 tonight in the 3-game series. In the WCHA final face-off, Ohio State played Minnesota, and this is women's hockey. Ohio State women's hockey played Minnesota and lost 6-2, eliminating them from that tournament. So we will wait and see what comes next for Ohio State women's hockey. But Ohio State women's hockey's Carla Barnes and Joy Dunn were named to the U.S. women's national team for the upcoming IIHF Women's World Championship. So congratulations to Carla and Joy. That is pretty special. Now for the team I mentioned earlier that I said we'll be talking about one of these teams again, or one of these schools again. Bowling Green men's hockey. Getting things done. Gustav Sternberg was named CCHA Defenseman of the Week. So congratulations to Gustav. And boy, did we have quite the conversation in the podcast group chat about how to pronounce his name, because I was not sure. And Google Translate, I could not understand what it was saying. But I think it was Dan of the Wisconsin Whistle found a pronunciation key for college players. And it turns out that he uses the American pronunciation. So that made it much easier because I don't speak Swedish. But anyway, back to Bowling Green. They are participating in the CCHA tournament. They took on Michigan Tech in the quarterfinals. Game 1 was on Friday. They won 2-1, and game 2 was last night. and they won 4-0. Therefore, game 3 not needed. And Bowling Green will play in the single elimination semifinal on March 15th. Opponent is yet to be determined. John Carroll men's head coach Scott Shantry was named CHMA Coach of the Year. So congratulations to Scott Shantry on that achievement. Now let's move on to some baseball. We've got some spring ball going on for the Cleveland Guardians. Last Sunday, they played the Milwaukee Brewers, and it was a 12-12 tie. That is a lot of runs. But that's what it was, a tie. The starting lineup was left field Stephen Kwan, first base Carlos Santana, third base Jose Ramirez, catcher Bo Naylor, DH Lane Thomas, right field Will Brennan, shortstop Brian Rocchio, second base Juan Brito, center field Petey Halpin, and starting pitcher Slade Saccone. Monday, they played the Seattle Mariners and lost 7-2. Starting lineup, shortstop Daniel Schneemann, third base Tyler Freeman, first base Kyle Manzardo, second base Gabriel Arias, catcher Austin Hedges, right field Jhonkensy Noel, center field Angel Martinez, left field Jonathan Rodriguez, DH Juan Brito, interesting choice there, and starting pitcher Luis Ortiz. Tuesday, they played the Anaheim Angels, winning 8-1 with a starting lineup of left field Stephen Kwan, third base Jose Ramirez, DH Kyle Manzardo, first base Carlos Santana, center field Lane Thomas, right field Will Brennan, catcher Bo Naylor, second base Gabriel Arias, shortstop Brian Rocchio, and starting pitcher Gavin Williams. In his last 2 starts, Gavin Williams has pitched 4 1/3 innings. He has allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk. He's had 9 strikeouts and an ERA of 2.08. So he is looking much more like the Gavin Williams of his rookie season as opposed to the Gavin Williams we saw last season. So that is very good to hear. Chase DeLauder underwent sports hernia surgery and should return to play in 8 to 12 weeks. The Guardians signed former outfielder Tyler Naquan as a right-handed pitcher to a minor league contract. Naquan previously played with the Guardians as an outfielder. He is now 32 and has decided to try out pitching. So we'll see how that goes. Thursday, the Guardians played the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they won 4-0. Starting lineup was left field Stephen Kwan, third base Jose Ramirez, first base Carlos Santana, center field Lane Thomas, catcher Bo Naylor, right field Will Brennan, second base Juan Brito, shortstop Brian Rocchio, DH Dom Nunez, and starting pitcher Tanner Bybee. This was Bybee's first outing of the spring. Friday, they played the Sacramento A's, winning 12-5 with a starting lineup of center field Tyler Freeman, shortstop Daniel Schneemann, first base Kyle Manzardo, right field Jhonkensy Noel, second base Gabriel Arias, catcher Austin Hedges, third base Angel Martinez, left field Jonathan Rodriguez, DH Travis Bazzana. Interesting. First time he's been in the starting lineup. Starting pitcher Joey Cantillo, who had a much better outing than he has had in his last couple. Pitcher Eric Zabrowski has left elbow inflammation and had an anti-inflammatory injection. He'll rest and be reevaluated next week, but is likely to start the season on IL. And I saw a report after this came out that this is actually more concerning than it would normally be for a pitcher because Zabrowski has already had 2 Tommy John surgeries. So we'll keep an eye on that. And the Guardians made their first roster moves of the spring, optioning right-handed pitchers Franco Aleman, Nick Enright, and Daniel Espino to AAA Columbus. They also reassigned outfielders Chase DeLauder and George Valera to minor league camp. Then yesterday, the Guardians played the San Diego Padres, losing 7-2. Their starting lineup was shortstop Brian Rocchio, DH Tyler Freeman, first base Kyle Manzardo, right field Jonathan Rodriguez, second base Juan Brito, center field Angel Martinez, left field Petey Halpin, third base Will Wilson, catcher Cody Huff, and starting pitcher Luis Ortiz. I have noticed a bit of a trend. The Guardians seem to lose every game that Luis Ortiz is a starting pitcher. That is a little concerning since he is projected to be one of the starting pitchers in the initial rotation. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that, see how that pans out. The spring breakout is taking place this week on Friday, and the Guardians will be playing the Seattle Mariners and have released their roster for the spring breakout game. They will have pitchers Aaron Davenport, Magnus Alerts, Josh Hartle, Alan Hernandez, Jackson Humphreys, Zach Jacobs, Michael Kennedy, Jack Leftwich, Parker Messick, Zane Morehouse, Austin Peterson, and Matt Wilkinson. For the infield, Travis Bazana, Welbin Francisca, Angel Janot, CJ Kafis, Luis Morejo, Alex Mooney, and Ralphie Velasquez. Catchers, Jacob Cosart and Cooper Engel. Outfielders, Jorge Burgos, Jason Chorio, Petey Halpin, Joe Lampe, and Alfonso Rosario. So we will see how that goes. And I decided to do a little game with my phone since it's a little up in the air about who's going to crack this starting lineup for the Guardians, with a couple of positions kind of up in the air. So I noticed while I was doing my notes that my phone was kind of predicting what name I was going to put in for the different positions. So I decided to use predictive text to project the starting roster for the Guardians. Now, this isn't like the lineup, like the order that they'll bat. I just went around the diamond starting at left field. So that this isn't like the order they'll bat in or anything, but let's see what my phone says is going to happen. The only one that didn't work was DH because the names it projected were already in the lineup, so that didn't work out. So I just picked a DH. But the rest of these were predictive text. Left field, Stephen Kwan. Center field, Lane Thomas. Right field, Will Brennan. First base, Kyle Manzardo. Second base, Juan Brito. Shortstop, Brian Rocchio. Third base, Jose Ramirez. Catcher, Bo Naylor. And I selected Carlos Santana as the DH because if he's not playing first base, makes sense he would be the DH. Predictive text wanted the DH and the first baseman to be Kyle Manzardo, but that's not possible, so we went with Carlos Santana at DH. Next up for the Guardians this afternoon, they are taking on the Chicago White Sox. Monday, the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago Cubs. Tuesday, the LA Dodgers. Wednesday, the San Francisco Giants. Thursday, the Colorado Rockies. Friday, the Seattle Mariners. And Saturday, the Kansas City Royals once again. Got a little bit of stuff to talk about with baseball and softball in the college ranks. Just a couple of players of the week and such. Akron Baseball's Jack Poist was named MAC Player of the Week. Ohio Northern Baseball's Evan Russ was named OAC Hitter of the Week. Youngstown Softball's Autumn Belke was named Horizon League Pitcher of the Week. Kent State Softball's Delaney Robeson was named MAC Player of the Week, and Oberlin Baseball's Calvin Burkholder was named NCAC Pitcher of the Week. So, congratulations to Jack, Evan, Autumn, Delaney, and Calvin for those achievements. That is going to wrap up the hockey and the baseball of it all. So I am going to take another short break. And when I come back, we will talk volleyball, football, and soccer. So stay right here with me, Jenn B, on the show of the land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I will be right back after this.
How we doing, sports fans? This is Christian Harvey, your host of Gritsville, USA, your go-to show for all things Detroit and Michigan here on IE Sports Radio. Whether you're here for Gritty Lions talk, getting pumped up for the great Detroit sports renaissance, or hating on your neighbor depending on if they were green or blue, we got you covered. Whether you're in the East, West, or Central, we got you covered. Join me as we tackle through all that the great state of Michigan has to offer in the world of sports. Catch me, Christian Harvey, each week on Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Mike from Indie Sports Nation. Come hang out with me each and every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk things Indiana sports. We talk Colts, Pacers, Fever, Indy Ignite, and we dive into the college scene as well. Boilermakers, Hoosiers, Irish, Bulldogs, and every school in between. And we don't stop there. We'll sprinkle in some NHRA and cover the IndyCar series. From the turf to the hardwood to the track, we got you covered. Come hang out with your boy, Big Mike, each and every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Indie Sports Nation, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to the show of the land with Jenn B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Be sure to check out Gritsville, USA with Christian Harvey for all of your Michigan sports needs, and Big Mike and Indie Sports Nation for all of your indie sports needs. Let's talk some volleyball. And we are back to wah, wah, wah with the Fury. This week they had one match and they played the Omaha Supernovas on Wednesday, losing in 3 straight sets, 0-3. Set 1 they lost 17-25. Set 2 also 17-25. Set 3 they had a chance but lost 23 to 25. Next up for the Fury, they will play the Orlando Valkyries tonight, and then Friday, the Vegas Thrill. So hopefully they can figure it out and get a couple more wins under their belts. Now for some Browns news that is not Myles Garrett. We'll talk a little Myles Garrett too, but first off, the Browns released their full listing of free agents as we get set to enter free agency next week. The unrestricted free agents are tackle Hakeem Adeniji, tight end Jordan Hicks, cornerback Tony Brown II, linebacker Devin Bush, tackle Jerron Christian, running back Nick Chubb, guard Michael Dunn, cornerback Mike Ford Jr., running back Deontay Foreman, fullback slash center Nick Harris, tackle James Hudson III, linebacker Khaleke Hudson, defensive tackle Maurice Hurst II, guard Jermaine Ifedi, wide receiver Elijah Moore, wide receiver James Prochet II, tight end Jeff Swaim, tackle Jedrick Wills Jr., and quarterback Jameis Winston. Exclusive rights free agents. Defensive tackle Michael Dwumfor, running back John Kelly Jr., linebacker Winston Reed, and tight end Blake Whiteheart. The Browns did tender Winston Reed and Blake Whiteheart. And then restricted free agents, safety D'Anthony Bell, defensive end James Houston, and quarterback Bailey Zappi. So next week should be interesting, to say the least. Joe Bitonio has confirmed that he will return for his 12th season with the Cleveland Browns, so at least we don't have to worry about left guard. On Wednesday, the Browns did meet with Shedeur Sanders, Abdul Carter, and Travis Hunter at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus. That is the practice facility. They also restructured Deshaun Watson's contract, clearing $38.5 million in cap space. And I was going to go on a little rant about this whole Myles Garrett thing, but then the news broke at noon that he signed an extension. So I'm still going to do a little bit of the rant because it's driving me a little bit up the wall. So for years, fans have been annoyed at how involved the Haslams are in the day-to-day operations. When Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski were hired, the Haslams took a step back. Now, it is still up for debate how much of a hand the Haslams played in the whole Deshaun Watson thing. But Browns fans for years and years and years have been asking for owners to be owners and let the football people do the football stuff. So earlier this week, Myles Garrett requested a meeting with Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam denied said meeting request and told Garrett to talk to Andrew Berry directly, which, in my opinion, is exactly the response Jimmy Haslam should be given if he is allowing the football people to do the football things. So there are a bunch of people who are up in arms about this. Why would he do that? Blah, 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 blah. Well, he would do that because it's the right thing to do because that's Andrew Berry's job. And that is what he is paid to do. And that is what he was hired to do. And you're getting what you want. The owners are taking a step back and letting the football people do the football stuff. So what is the issue here? Anywho, it's a moot point now because Myles Garrett, as I said at the top of the show, has signed a 4-year extension, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So we'll get more into the contract deals or details next week once more information is available, because as we have learned over the years, the information released when these things happen is generally the skewed wording from the agents. So we'll talk a little bit more about the details of said contract extension next week. But from what I understand, it includes around $123 million in guarantees and a no trade clause. Now for some soccer. The Crew had an interesting week. Tuesday, well, actually, before we get to that, some announcements about the team. Mo Farsi was named to the team of the matchday starting 11 for matchday 2. And the Crew signed midfielder Amar Sajdik via MLS free agency for the 2025 season with a club option for 2026. Now, on Tuesday, the Crew flew to LA from Boston to play LAFC in the CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16, leg 1, and they lost 3-0. So they've got quite the feat to overcome this coming Tuesday in order to stay in the CONCACAF Champions Cup tournament. So we'll see how that goes. Not last night, it was actually yesterday afternoon, the Crew played Houston Dynamo in regular MLS play, and it was a 0-0 draw. The Crew's first non-win of the regular MLS season, but at least they got a point with the draw. Next up for the Crew, Tuesday, they will play leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16 versus LAFC. They are down 0-3 in the aggregate, which means they need to score at least 4 and not allow LAFC to score at all. If LAFC scores, then the Crew need to score 4 more than whatever LAFC scores to move on. So, not going to be easy. Saturday, in regular MLS play, they will play San Diego FC. Last but not least, the Cleveland Crunch get back in action this coming Saturday. Yes, Larry, it's working. It's working. I'm live. Had a little snafu this morning trying to get the show up and running. My computer went like berserk or something. I don't know what was going on. But anywho, I think it was like the football gods telling me not to go live, because I would have been right in the middle of my Myles Garrett rant when the news broke about the extension, because it broke around 11:55 or so. And my show was set to go live at 11. So I think it was the football gods or something. Yes. No, it is not going to be easy at all, Taryn. Not at all. I would not be surprised if they don't make it. Because I mean, they don't have Cucho Hernandez. So I don't see it happening. They still have a couple of injuries, so they're missing some guys. So the rant would have been fun. Well, I did part of it. I just didn't go all out since he re-signed. So I didn't need to go there. But anyway, the Cleveland Crunch get back to action on Saturday. They had a week off. They will take on the Omaha Kings on Saturday. And that's all she wrote. That's all I got, guys. That's it. It's been a little over an hour, and I'm pretty sure my daughter just showed up. So I guess I should go say hi. So thank you once again for joining me, Jenn B, on the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Be sure to root on the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight as they take on the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Columbus Blue Jackets as they take on the New York Rangers for playoff positioning. That one is very important. Good luck to all of our college teams who are participating in the NCAA tournaments, and Bowling Green in the CCHA hockey tournament. I will catch you all next week, and we will talk more about all of these teams. Hopefully, Terrence says Captain Crunch is my favorite cereal. Crunch is Larry's favorite candy. Anyway, we will talk more about all of our wonderful Cleveland, Columbus, and beyond teams next week, Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, have a fantastic week. Don't forget to catch NASCAR this afternoon, and you can catch me tomorrow on the Extra Mile with Daryl, Chris, and Michael. Have a great week, and we will be back for more Cleveland and Columbus sports next Sunday. Good day.